Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about this M&M example problem that corresponds to preliminary data analysis with categorical data. So in my youth, I was a big advocate of 3-pound bags of peanut M&Ms. I used to eat the bags until all that were left were the brown ones. I used to tell my future wife that they tasted different and that I didn't like them. Of course, it had nothing to do with whether I liked them or not. It was because by the time you get down to the bottom of the bag, you kind of get sick of them. So it would be important to me back then to not have a large percentage of M&Ms include the brown ones. The data provided is a sample of 632 M&Ms from a bag. It is in a file called cat_data, which I'll provide a link to in the description below. Do you believe that the percentage of brown M&Ms is 10% or less? Well, the first thing that we need to do is decide what are the questions that we want to answer. So really in this case there are 3 questions that we would like to answer. First, what is the makeup or distribution of the M&M colors in the bag? How many are red, blue, green, etc.? What percentages fall in the bag? The second one is, what is the contribution of the bag in terms of brown M&Ms? The third is, once we figure out what percent of the bag is brown M&Ms, how comfortable are you at translating the sample results to the population? So in other words, how comfortable are you assuming that this is repeatable, that as we sample more and more bags, these results will hold? Okay, now let's assess what type of data are we dealing with. For this problem, we are sorting M&Ms into categories by color and then summarizing the results. We will consider this data to be discrete. Also, since the categories have no natural order to them, of course my younger self would beg to differ about that statement, we will consider this data nominal. Now let's think about what tools we would like to use to analyze. Since our data is of the discrete nominal form, we will use the frequency table as our numerical summary and the pie chart or bar graph, whichever you prefer, as our graphical summary. Let's look at the numerical summary. Here is the frequency table. You can see from this almost half of the M&Ms are either blue or orange. Now let's assess the brown M&Ms. We can see that the percentage is about 11.6%. Now let's look at a pie chart of this data. Here is the pie chart. You can see that half of it is made up of orange and blue. We also see that, again, 11.6% of the colors are brown. Now let's check out the bar graph. Here is the bar graph. You can see that the largest counts are coming from blue and orange at 155 and 161 respectively. There are about 73 M&Ms that were brown. From here, let's draw conclusions. We can conclude the following. Orange and blue are the colors that are the big hitters. They made up about 50% of the bag. Based on the data, there are too many brown M&Ms. This percentage was roughly about 12%. So the question we have to ask ourselves is 12% really significantly different than 10%? Can you tell the difference? Now let's talk about the real world answer. In the real world, my younger self would not be happy when we got to the bottom of the bag. Thanks for watching this video about the M&M example for preliminary analysis with categorical data.